Google Search Console has been inflating impressions since May 2025. Wow, right? So let's go back a bit to the great decoupling when people started seeing a pattern where impressions are going up and clicks are just not matching that, right? We're started to see this crocodile bite or right? And at the time, a lot of people attributed this pattern to AI overviews and that people are getting a lot of impressions, but they're not getting clicks because AI overviews is just taking away those clicks. But if you think about it, with the rollout of AI overviews, even if clicks are decreasing, there is no reason to see impressions going up, right? So, I mean, impressions should remain the same, and then clicks would be going down because we're losing clicks. Or if you look at it from another way, where Google has been reporting a lot of more searches because people love AI overviews. I'm not going to comment on this, but anyways, yeah, so that may actually cause an increase in impressions, more searches than usual. So yeah, that can also contribute to this shape in our graph, right? So this was around June 2025, right? And then Google dropped the num parameter from search, right? Where tools were using this feature in search to be able to crawl the 100 results, and then Google dropped that. So third-party tools scraping became severely impacted, and then a lot of people saw impression declines in Search Console, and then Google later confirmed the num parameter is not officially supported. So, and then, there was a lot of talk that maybe the great decoupling was actually an increase in bot traffic and an increase in third-party tools, scraping and LLMs potentially. So, that was the thinking at that point, right? So when Google dropped the num parameter, this bot traffic decreased and therefore the impressions decreased. Okay, fast forward today, Google announced a logging error on Friday, April 3rd in the Data Anomalies report and explained that error prevented the accurate logging of impressions in Google Search Console since May 2025. This is 1 full year of inaccurate impressions. So here is the announcement. A logging error is preventing Google Search Console from accurately reporting impressions from May 13th, 2025 onward. This issue will be resolved over the next few weeks, so it's not resolved yet. As a result, you may notice a decrease in impressions in the Search Console performance report. Clicks and other metrics were not affected by the error, and this issue affected data logging only. Okay, this is something obviously you need to bring up when you're working on the April report. There will be a decrease in impressions, the reason why. However, I think the concern is, and it's funny that I see this right now going on because I'm actually writing my newsletter about the problem of attribution and measuring the performance of SEO. And this does not make it any easier. So we have missing data. There's data we want and we can't get. And then on top of that, even the data we have, it's sample, it's not the entire data, and now it's even inflated. So that's a complete mess. If we go back to the article here, so Barry is recommending all site owners should be exporting their Google Search Console data. If you're not familiar with Google Search Console API, I really think you should familiarize yourself with it. If you can't use the API, at least do a manual export every month. It's going to be valuable in a bit. And then what I would suggest is that once the dust settles, we can try to figure out, and we also have a lot of numbers circulating and a lot of reports on how much impressions were impacted. We can start to say, okay, 20% of impressions or 30% of impressions were inflated. And so you can actually sort of go back in time in your reporting and understand the search behavior better and understand your search performance better. I think additionally, aside from all of this, one of the concerns with impressions metric is that sometimes we are using it to estimate search volumes. Sometimes we use it to report on visibility and use it as a visibility metric. So there's a lot of challenges for us right now. And I don't see any way of handling this other than being able to use the API or at least do an export, keep your data backed up. We'll have to wait and see the reports and the analysis, and even you can do your own and understand the percentage of inflation in those impressions. Thank you for watching and see you next video. Bye!